Hey everybody, James C here. Sorry about my leave of absence, guys. I was on vacation for, I guess you can say, a few days, almost to 2 weeks. So that's why you haven't heard from me in a little bit. So let's just get right down to it. This episode is about the Liam Neeson controversy. Now, I know I'm well aware that I'm about a week and a couple days late addressing this controversy, and if you did not know, about a week and a couple days ago, Liam Neeson in an interview came clean about a sort of moral fork in the road he had about 40 years ago, where a friend of his was viciously raped, and in that sort of primal anger, he went up and down the streets of his Irish town with a kosh. If you don't know what a kosh is, it's kind of like a British metal pipe or beating stick, hoping to find a black man, just any random black man, to beat to death and try to fight, and because the man who raped his friend was black. Now, you can guess the outrage that happened immediately afterwards. And one thing I want to say is I would say to all the black youth on Twitter right now, because let's face it, guys, if you notice, the only people who want Liam Neeson's blood for this is pretty much young black people. Old black people are saying, he had a moral fork in the road, he didn't do it, he's disgusted and ashamed by it, lighten up. But to the young black youth, you have every fucking right to be angry and pissed off at and shocked at Liam Neeson on this way he was and the way he thought and the way he was and what he was about to do 30, 40 years ago. Now, my thing about this Liam Neeson thing is he came out confessing this to what he once thought and what he once was trying to do 30 or 40 years ago. Now, I emphasize 30 or 40 fucking years ago. I emphasize that part because this was him in the past. He has admitted that he is absolutely disgusted and ashamed by his thought patterns and what he was trying to do decades ago. He has confessed to it. He has confessed to it, and he's ashamed by it. And yet, he was at a moral fork in the road with his racism, and he decided to say, what the fuck am I doing? And he didn't do it. And now I'm seeing all this hate on Twitter saying destroy his career, digitally remove him from a fucking movie and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, wait, hold up, guys, hold up. You have every right to be mad. You have every right to be shocked. I get that, all right? But at the same time, he is ashamed by it. He's disgusted by it. He came clean about it. He didn't actually end up beating or fighting a black man. He ended up coming to his senses. And what I don't understand, though, is like there's always this dialogue among young liberals, particularly my generation, millennial liberals. This dialogue of teaching and growth and making sure that people don't harbor these hateful rhetoric anymore, and that people become better. You guys always teach this, and then when a man comes out and says, I had that moral dilemma and I chose the right path, you immediately fucking scald him and want his blood. Wait a minute, hold up. What the fuck happened to the whole teachable moments? What happened to the growing? What happened to the, hey, let's make people become better? What the fuck happened to that, guys? You were preaching that for fucking years, and then when something like this happens, you turn on a dime. And what this really is honestly, it's mob mentality. It really is. It's cancel culture and it's outrage culture. That you're sending the message, guys, that if anybody had a racial moral dilemma in the past, they've become a better person, and they've realized that they were wrong, and they're ashamed of what they did decades ago in the past, they're still wrong, and they still deserve to be punished, and this bullshit, once a racist, always a racist bullshit. And what that really is, guys, is that's absolutely dystopian, and that's absolutely fucking mob rule. And I've noticed that even when Terry Crews, you all should know who Terry Crews is, Terry Crews came out and said this man had a moral fork in the road and he chose the right way, and then all of a sudden Terry Crews is attacked by those same millennial black youth immediately attacking Terry Crews, and even Terry Crews, the older black community is going, what the fuck is going on? Now, listen, guys, I understand that you're on this quest for justice, but are you really being the just one by demanding destruction for even people who get better, even people who realize they were wrong, even people who even in the past, decades past, took baby steps to get better. You're still demanding a bullshit sense of blood and justice. And you guys really, I think a lot of my generation on Twitter right now, looking at cancel culture and looking at outrage mentality, have to sit down and think to themselves, is trying to destroy the careers of people who were once bad and good, or admitted and confessed to something bad decades ago, or even came out and defended somebody, or even forgave somebody. Yes, I'm going into the Ellen DeGeneres Kevin Hart debacle too. Even forgave somebody, and you're saying those people are wrong too, and they deserve to have their destruction too. What the fuck are you doing, guys? Really, what the fuck are you doing? If anything, you're just adding more to tribalism. You all damn well know that tribalism has been growing and growing and growing ever since social media took a turn into shitville and Mr. Orange Cheeto Pup became our president. And honestly, you're really just adding fuel to that fire. You want things to be better, but really you're making them more fucking dystopian. And I'm sitting there nearly pulling my hair out saying, guys, what the fuck is going on? And the thing is, yeah, I am well aware of Liam Neeson. What he did was pretty fucking monstrous and disgusting. It was really pretty much racial tribalism at its most primal and harrowing. But thankfully, he didn't end up killing a random innocent black man for it, okay? And I understand that whenever a black person ever sees that somebody in the news did something wrong, I know you guys pray, please don't let it be a black person, please don't let it be a black person. And then when it's a black person, you're like, oh shit, now we're all going to be blamed. And I realize that that generalization is extremely hurtful towards your community. I can't even imagine the... Oh, shit. Alright, guys. Sorry about that interruption there. My wife came home a little early. Had to say, hey, baby, how was your day and everything. So, guys, I can't even imagine the sort of harsh generalizations that the black community goes through, especially when there's anything in the news about a black person doing anything bad. They probably think to themselves, oh, here we go again. Here we go where we're all to blame for this one person's action. And so, you guys have every right to be pissed off at Liam Neeson for having that sort of violent primal urge to punish any black person for what happened, okay? But again, it was so long ago, and he has been disgusted and ashamed of it ever since, okay? So, I say, guys, just cool it a little bit, let the fire settle, maybe, just maybe, guys, please just consider, you know what, let's just back off Liam Neeson for a little bit, let things cool down just a little bit, okay? And also, think about the whole cancel and outrage culture, how you guys are pretty much, basically, it's not even black community, it's not even gay community, it's pretty much, I've noticed, my generation, millennials, are pretty much wanting to destroy the careers on Twitter over forgiving another person, over jokes, over defending another person, over something somebody thought or said decades prior. And I'm thinking to myself, saying, it's like, what is the purpose of this, guys? What is the purpose of destroying somebody's livelihood and career over something from the past and they've gotten better? Again, that's very counterintuitive to, hey, let's try to teach people to be better people. Well, you can't really give them a chance to become better if you're willing to destroy them over getting better. I really don't understand this thought pattern. And the thing is, guys, if cancel culture and outrage mentality keeps going, especially with our generation pretty much doing it, I can picture one of two things. One, it gets to such a fever pitch that basically outrage culture and cancel culture fizzles out. Like, people don't care. People's livelihoods are just still going because we end up just turning into just a bunch of squawking heads that nobody gives a shit for. Which I hope that happens. I really do. Because it is getting out of hand, guys. And then my generation would be looked at as just as socially destructive as the baby boomers. And then the second thing that might happen is more and more companies start firing people and destroying people's livelihoods and careers over what the millennial Twitter mobs say. And we end up creating this sort of dystopian future where perfection and the status quo, the more liberal status quo, is now the accepted norm, and you have to have a perfect history no matter what. And there's no room for forgiveness, there's no room for redemption, there's no room for growth, there's no room for baby steps to become better. And And I think to ourselves, do we really want that kind of a fucked up social future, guys? Really? So I say, guys, just don't be so quick to jump on this hate train. Don't be so quick to jump on this anger train. Weigh everything. Weigh it, think about it, and come to your own conclusion. And think to yourself, is my quest for justice really being justice, or am I just angry? And I want blood. And think to yourself, is me being angry and just wanting blood, really helping society, or am I making things worse? Just ponder that. Oh, and one more thing. So Liam Neeson's revenge movie Cold Pursuit came out over the weekend, and it didn't do so well. And I see a lot of people who are like, well, that's what you get for being a fucking racist. Guys, let's be honest here. The Liam Neeson revenge movie Cold Pursuit did not fail because of what happened with Liam Neeson. It failed because it's another goddamn revenge movie with Liam Neeson. That is pretty much his type role for like the last 10 years now, and people are getting tired of it. That's probably what bombed, was that it was just the same old from Liam Neeson. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it got you to think about outrage culture and cancel culture and the idea of becoming a better person than who you were 30 to 40 years ago, and being at least ashamed or disgusted with who you were 30 or 40 years ago. And just making a society where there's still room for growth and forgiveness and redemption, and at least getting better, okay? Just think about that, guys, and just don't be so quick to jump on the hate train on Twitter. There's honestly something about fucking Twitter with my generation and the more liberal mindset that is just so goddamn becoming militant and destructive no matter what. It's rather alarming. It really is. And I'm really worried that growing militant and destruction within liberal mindsets and my generation's mindset on Twitter, I'm worried that that's going to bite us in the ass come the 2020 election. Just something to ponder, guys, okay? Hope you all enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll be coming out with a new episode in a couple days to address Valentine's Day for singles. Don't worry, guys, it's really sound advice for that one. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, and hopefully subscribe. Alright, bye, guys.